Peace, peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.
To this day, to this day.
Let me know how the audio sounds. Let me know how the audio sounds. Bomba clock. Shit going. Hold on. Check, check, check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. All right. Let me know how the audio sounds. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, family. This is your brother Red Pillar. Here on this beautiful Sunday evening. You dig? On this beautiful Sunday evening, we are in the building like we never left. You know what I'm talking about? And it's good to be here. We got some things that we're gonna talk about tonight. You know, we are ceremoniously going to talk about the Lionsgate. We're going to talk about our upcoming lecture that we have tomorrow, me and Blue Pillar, When in Rome, Pope Pablo.
To this day, to this day.
And we also going to talk about the experience that I had today at the Invest Fest recap.
To this day, to this day.
You dig? So I want to begin with talking about the recap of the Invest Fest, in which I attended today, Sunday, August the 7th. How do I even start? I would say that I went live, so I gave people a glimpse of what it is that I was witnessing. You know, I was like, I'm not going to be selfish. Hold on. I said, I'm not going to be selfish and keep all of this shit to myself, right? Oh, yeah, what am I talking about? Let me do the roll call. Thank you, Destiny. What am I thinking? Let's do the roll call before we do anything. You know what I mean? That's our version of relations. Let's do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building, and then let's get into the conversation for tonight. All right, we got a few things that we want to talk about. Bama is in the building. Shout out to Bama. Egypt is in the building. Shout out to Egypt. Louisiana is in the mix. Shout out to Louisiana, specifically Winfield. All right. LA is definitely holding it down. You know, I'm talking about Indianapolis is in this thing. You feels me? 803-704. All right. St. Louis is tapping in. I ran into a lot of people from St. Louis today at the Invest Fest. Yeah, I was deep. Denver, Scranton, PA, Rome, Georgia, Dayton, Ohio. You feel me? Mile High City, Park Hill, San Jose, Barnesville, Georgia, Miami, Florida, Charlotte, South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Look at that. Back to back to back. Bed-Stuy, do or die. Dallas is in here. DMV, Houston is here. Savannah's here. You know what I'm talking about? Buffalo, Rough Buff is here. Delaware is here. Vermont is here. Ooh, the Bronx was popping. Yeah, we in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Greetings, welcome. How you doing? Huh. Was popping. Let's go, Brandon. Pleased to see ya. Toronto is in this thing. Shout out to Drake in the building. Toronto is in this thing. Huh? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace to the family. Peace to everybody pulling up. Peace to everybody that I saw this weekend that ran up on me and introduced yourself. Peace to every single light being that's out there shining their light, making it happen, doing what needs to be done to advance the cause. Calgary, Canada, salute. Brownsville, Augusta, Georgia, salute. Texas to Egypt, salute. San Clemente, salute. I see you. Peace. Hold on, give me 1 minute, y'all. So yes, indeed. Let's get right into the recap, right? For the Invest Fest. Let's talk about it. Right? I definitely want to talk about it. Specifically, what I want to talk about is how monumental this demonstration was and what this demonstration and this movement means for, you know, Black people as a whole, right? So let me begin. For those that don't know and may not be familiar with the Invest Fest and what it is that I'm speaking of, right? I don't expect anybody and everybody to know what the hell is the Invest Fest. Like, what are you talking about? Invest where? Invest who? Okay. So there's a movement taking place in Black America, right? The same way that there's been many movements taking place. This is nothing to be conspiratorial about. There's all kind of movements going on in Black America. There's a movement of death, murder, and destruction. There's a movement of drill rap. There's a movement of pill popping shooters for hire. There's a movement of Black women selling their bodies and whatnot and living the soft life as a result of it. There's movements of people who are, you know, gang banging and joining gangs to come together to commit acts of violence to protect their block, right? You know, or their building. So there's all kind of movements, but there's also a movement of Black or melanated, right, or carbonated men and women who are financially, right, financially evolving at a pace that has never been seen before in my generation. Nothing to take away from the roaring 20s or any other generation of entrepreneurs who are getting to the bag, right? Because there's evidence of them being more prosperous and successful, right, in their endeavors than most of the generations of today, right? They were landowners, they had patents, okay? They had ownership. So they fared better than the richest slave that you could point me out to, these days. So inside of this movement of financial literacy, inside of this movement of financial evolution, where people are evolving in terms of how it is that they're approaching currency and finances and economics and whatnot, there's a brand that stands out above all of the other brands, and that's Earn Your Leisure, nicknamed EYL, the same channel that I'm on with the brother 19 Keys that we just there's a video that we just released a week ago under the brand of High Level Conversations, and the title of this was Metaphysical. Let me get the proper title for you guys. Metaphysical Systems, Branding Keys, and Ancestral Ties with 19 Keys and Red Pill. We're at 127,000 views at this point today, at this moment. You know, and as I was navigating through the festival, a lot of people was, definitely commending me on the video that I did on that platform. And these were people from all walks of life, right? Because one thing about the audience that Earn Your Leisure is bringing to the table, these may be people who don't know much about consciousness, but they're being introduced to, they're being onboarded and disrupted, while they're on Earn Your Leisure channel. They're being almost ambushed with the information via High Level Conversations, right? Very genius move on behalf of the owners of that platform to, create a counter platform inside of their platform that definitely deals with high level conversations in the realms of metaphysics, health, wealth, spirituality, aliens. The highest grossing video on their whole platform is the interview that the brother did, 19 Keys did with Billy Carson about extraterrestrials, Anunnaki, and that did 2.2 million, right? And they even mentioned it on stage today with Tyler Perry. Now, I'm about to say this about Tyler Perry because today I had the opportunity to sit in front of Tyler Perry and soak up some cloth, right? And this is something that somebody, if my future self came back and told me that I was going to do this, or that they saw me at the Georgia World Conference Center listening to Tyler Perry, you feel me? My past self would have told my future self, nigga, what kind of crack are you smoking in the future? Is it the Fetty or the goddamn beans that you pop in, right? But I'm here to let you know that as a result of me sitting down and listening to the brother Tyler Perry have he had a fireside chat. So he was being interviewed and he was answering a plethora of questions from the host, who are the founders of EYL, right? Brother Rashad. And the Tyler Perry was impressing me with the answers that he was having. Like he was completely being a straight shooter, and he was definitely dropping some game. He was definitely dropping some game. As you can, once again, let's reset the room and let's preface that this is a conference for entrepreneurs, and this is a conference for business owners and people who are in business. And these are melanated people who probably don't go too deep down a rabbit hole and probably grew up watching Tyler Perry, and they might not even have the same anti-Tyler Perry sentiments that some of his detractors have because of what they seen, what they deem to be coonery and buffoonery on his behalf, right? Something that he said even today on the couch that, you know, he needed to fund his operation and his machine and his vision that was bigger than him. So the route of Medea and all of these other things that he basically utilized the Chitlin circuit to rally up his finances on. He was like, look, I did that to raise my funds to get me further to where it is that I want to go, to the point to whereas I have a movie studio that many Hollywood movie studios even have to come to Atlanta to utilize because I got monopolized the game with that movie. Right? Yeah, bars tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to submit to goddamn Tyler Perry and be like, oh my goodness, you know, oh my good. No, but the man spoke his mind. He spoke his truth. He's definitely not a dummy, right? You know that wise men could play fools, but fools can't play wise men. He's definitely not a dummy, and he's definitely not, he's a very shrewd businessman. He speaks highly about ownership. This is something that people should, even if you judge him, the fact that he preaches ownership at all costs, he speaks of value, you know, and, like I said, chew the bones or chew the meat, spit out the bones type of approach. You feel me? And to be honest with you, like I said, it's hard to try to translate how something was hitting you at the moment that you were receiving it. So while he was up there dropping what he was dropping and talking what he was talking, and I was sitting there allowing judgment not to get in the way of what it is that this brother was, delivering and whatnot, and I was able to receive the information. I'm like, yo, I'm motivated. I'm motivated. Because I was already motivated going into the building. Let me explain to you my visuals, my visual stimuli. Let me explain to you what was around me. 12,000 black men and women. Okay? 12,000. The room that I was in fit 12,000. And there was no empty seats in that auditorium or in that room, that room that we were in. It was a humongous room, multiple rooms. You know how a convention center is set up. It was 12,000 seats filled up, right? Because the conference sold out. It sold out before the day of the event and whatnot. It sold out last week. So they already knew 12,000 people were going to be there because they sold 12,000 tickets. And they were live streaming, right? And there was mad people standing up all around the place where we was at. Right? No threats of violence, right? Nobody searched us coming in. No police presence. No dogs had to sniff me. I didn't get wanded down. Nobody was grabbing my gonads and whatnot, claiming that they're looking. No, we didn't have to go through any of that. Okay? 12,000 plus entrepreneurs from every walks of life, but people who look like me and you, young, eager, determined businessmen and women, serial entrepreneurs, right? Very intelligent, determined, enthusiastic, you feel me? Visionaries. No drug dealers, no killers, no gangbangers, no dice games, no pants hanging low and people looking crazy at you. None of that. I didn't witness any of that. If it did exist anywhere, or if it made itself seen and heard and felt, it was nowhere near. I mean, Rick Ross was performing. The hood was there, but the energy was so high that it didn't matter. We all are one. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to smudge. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm here to nudge you niggas right off of the edge. You know what I'm talking about? But it was all family. You know what I mean? It was definitely a vibe that has changed my outlook on how far and how high and how far we've come as a people. You know me, I'm all about the gauging. I like to measure things. I'm all about engagement and I'm all about gauging things. I'm a measurer. You feel me? And I'm measuring what I seen today and I'm like, fam, I'm not talking about anything negative. I'm not giving energy to nothing about what white people finna be doing. I am not lending my energy, my chi, my voice, or I'm not wasting any time trying to contemplate anything outside of the upward mobility and the prosperity of our people at this point, bro.
To this day.
I promise you.
To this day.
The initiatives like the Facts Initiative, all of the things that are going to deal with prosperity and abundance, upward mobility, and striving and thriving, my Negroes, my ninjas, and my Nagas, you could count me out of it. I don't have no more conversation for anything that's not speaking on that because I seen the light, bro. I seen it. Nobody could deter. There's no turning back from what I witnessed today. And it has nothing to do with the love that I was receiving or the love that my brother was receiving or the love that I saw my contemporaries, 19, Bashir, and other brothers receiving. No, outside of that, just what I witnessed. I could have been a fly on the wall. It's not even personal, my genius. It's not personal. It has nothing to do with my ego, because I was getting a lot of love, by the way. I was getting a whole lot of love. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they was giving the God, I didn't even anticipate all of the love to be what it was, but it's not even that. And they and everybody who, not everybody, but there was a lot of brothers and sisters who were, just thanking me and Blue for what it is that we did for them over the years. Cause they was like, without y'all, we wouldn't even be in a building like this. We wouldn't even be in these rooms. We wouldn't even be in these rooms. It was almost like I'm part of this community, so I know the potential that this community has and had, right, over the years and whatnot. And I know the vision that the community had, right, and has. And I know what people were aiming to do over the years, right, to even qualify this whole thing as a community, right? And I know that balls were dropped and certain people stumbled along the way and whatnot. And even there's been a lot of movements catching steam, and then it loses steam eventually. Respectfully, though. So I remember the movement of We Buy Black. Remember We Buy Black? Shout out to the owners of We Buy Black. Now, We Buy Black was a convention that I went to the last time in 2019 in the same place that I was just at today, which was the Georgia World Congress Convention Center. And We Buy Black was huge at that time. They almost had the same setup and the ambiance of what I saw today. However, right, in order to gauge growth and development and how things are moving along and whatnot, what I saw today was definitely an upgrade to what I saw with the We Buy Black convention. This shit right here, This was the upgrade. I know they had sponsors. I think BET was a major sponsor, and somebody, I think Chase Bank or whatever, right? You know, they had major sponsors, and it showed, my nigga. Like, it definitely showed. You can tell that there was some major sponsors on deck. This ain't all Negro money right here. Okay. So in a 2-year span, these two brothers have managed to build something where they brought 12,000 people to a convention center at a $200 ticket, right? Yeah, we mathematicians. And they were able to bring out some very heavy, this shit was like Rolling Loud for fucking black entrepreneurs, bro. This shit was like Rolling Loud for black economics. I mean, did Claude Anderson know about this? Does Claude Anderson know about this? Because he should have definitely been in the building, because this is his conversation, and a few other people in the conscious community's conversation come to life, bro. Facts. Y'all might not know this, but I'm here to let you know. I report the news. I do lampoon as a reporter every now and then. I report the news. I'm here to let you know, right? Don't exclude yourself from what's going on collectively, because last time I checked, you part of the collective. When shit goes bad, you get the tag and it's on you. They say y'all niggas, right? When shit goes bad and when somebody does wrong, we all did wrong. Y'all niggas did this shit, right? So when we doing good, it's y'all niggas too. Keep the same energy. So y'all niggas is doing good. Last time I checked, y'all niggas is looking real good. You got your minds right. You got your ones up, and collectively, y'all are motherfucking shaking the matrix. That's what 8-8 is about. You want to talk about 8-8 Lionsgate on some Leo shit? I was in a building on some big lion shit today. This was big Leo energy. Are you serious? This was big Lionsgate energy. The gates opened up for me. Nigga, I feel like I'm on the toe. Facts. I found what the fuck I've been looking for. Are you serious? God damn it. I found what I've been looking for.
To this day.
This was the Lionsgate for
To
me.
this day.
My gates been opened up. These was the gates. Our people doing good. I promise you, if you stay focused and then you stay out of people's business and you stay dangerous and you apply this motherfucking information and you stay healthy and you stay wealthy minded, shit gonna change. You might have to switch gears. But it's up, bro. Don't let nobody trick you out of your motherfucking bag. It is up. Don't let nobody trick you into a jail cell or a motherfucking grave. What a fucking time to be alive.
To this day. To this
Don't
day.
let these niggas trick you out of this one, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Don't let that little dusty nigga that pops up on your shoulders to be telling you it's not worth it. I hate it here. Take yourself out. Don't fall for that one, fam. No, I hate it here. I'm gonna just wait in the house until China and Russia nuclear attack us. I don't want to.
this day.
No, nigga, get up.
To this day.
Get the fuck up. Let's get our shit together. You know what I'm saying? We don't got nothing to lose. We don't got nothing to lose. You are not gonna let these. I know you're not gonna let the knuckle draggers come in and lap you, niggas. I know you're not letting woke niggas, start token on you. No. This is a community of intellectuals. When the intellectual meets the financiers or the investor class, This is when things start to move in a direction that it hasn't moved before, nigga. We talking SpaceX. You understand? We're talking SpaceX. To the moon, nigga. To the moon's out of here. You really got to see this shit for what the fuck it is to be seen. Collectively, we are unstoppable. It's not just saying this shit I don't want nobody to feel this is not a feel good thing. This is a 8-8 Lionsgate download, nigga. Collectively, you are unstoppable. The power is in the numbers. I've said this on many occasions, and so did so many others. This shit is about the collective before it's about you individual motherfuckers that just think about yourselves, nigga. You're great, but you're greater. You know what I mean? And when there's 1 million of you, or 100 of you, or just 10 of you, and it don't gotta be 10 of you, because can't nobody be you. The individual aspect of who the fuck you are makes you so special in the collective. The same way that Jordan's individual player skills and his individual gifts and talents worked well on a team where there were other individuals with the same type of gifts and talents that showed up in different places and cohesively. That was a motherfucking win. A win, 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 win. That's what I'm talking about. You's a bad motherfucker, but on a team, you niggas is some bad motherfuckers, right? And once we get past the ego, like, I don't know what goes on in these brothers' circles of where I was at today at the Invest Fest. But whatever goes on stays behind closed doors because it's able to function void of gross ego, right? The thing that scared every single person away and their mama when it came to what was being displayed in the Bonch's community. You understand? The same thing that chased everybody away, there must have been some people watching it and they say, we're going to learn from the mistakes of these goofies and we're going to do the opposite. We're not going to be on the internet arguing. I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you. Huh? I can't argue with you beneath me. Grown men, intellects, people who is literally changing the world, right? With their demonstrations. I'm talking about living fucking legends on the internet arguing about is God left-handed or is God pigeon-toed. These niggas doing debates over the stupidest things. I can't argue with you. That's what these niggas was doing on Goofy time for about a decade. You know what I'm talking about? And then it spilled over in today to where everybody has this competitive spirit and nobody got no love in their motherfucking heart and nobody could give, nobody is really rooting for the next man and whatnot, because to root for the next man means to root against yourself. That's what these niggas think. You know what I'm talking about? That's what this whole everybody's in fake competition. You don't want to see nobody win. You can't give a nigga his flowers. You know what I'm talking about? All of these all of that FREE fuck nigga free. You know what I mean? All of that fuck nigga shit that permeates this culture. You dig? This whole culture is just, this shit it's almost nothing. What can you do with it at this point? It's nothing that you could do. It's unsalvaged. You can't salvage no shit like that. because you can't cure envy. You understand? You can't cure niggas envy. If a nigga envious, he gonna die with that. And the only thing that came out of that whole situation is just it bred enviness and red eye. It bred enviness, and all of the new niggas coming into consciousness, they just be, you know, they envious of each other. They uncomfortable around, you know what I'm talking about? Because they came in. You can't blame it on them. They came into consciousness, and the modus operandi, or the quote unquote, you know, they got orientated into a debate culture. So they never came in on some neutral shit. They came in thinking that you had to argue with the next man to prove your point. They came in thinking if I could out argue you, that means I'm smarter. They came in thinking that I can't allow, if I like a nigga, then I can't like another nigga. These niggas came in on before the like button. These niggas came into consciousness wanting to like other men. You know what I mean? The like community. Niggas talking about who they like all day. You know what I'm talking about? That part. You know, homoeroticism at its finest. Grown men with other grown men on their minds all day. Right? Remember during the debate times, niggas be having each other on their minds all day. Making videos about, because if me and you beefing, that means you gotta be on my mind all day. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of ways on how to, you know, hide the body and shit. You know what I'm talking about? And they on the internet wrestling and whatnot, playing like they don't know each other, they don't like each other. And these niggas actually make CMOS together. That part. On the internet fronting like they really got beef with each other, wrestling. So as a result of that, they painted an ill picture that the younger generation, right, either rejected or they accepted it. And when they came into the community, they basically picked up all of the quote unquote negative traits of that era. Disrespecting the elders, right? Not paying homage to the elders, taking people's works and whatnot and not giving them credit, gossiping, backbiting, jealousy, envious, people running off with the plug, running off on the plug, running off with formulas, going to work for people for 3 days, learning the fucking inside, you know, and then running off and starting the same company, and they just spell it with Ebonics, shit like that. Like, it's just a lot of crazy shit that goes on. Like, if y'all understood what the fuck be going on when the cameras turned off, you would pray more. You probably would become religious again. Dead ass. You have no idea. And I'm just speaking about the dynamics of power. It has nothing to do with this community in particular, because I could be a fucking fireman and I could be like, these niggas, these firemen, when the hose is down, nigga, you should see what they be on. Like, it's just the dynamics. It happens everywhere that you go. I don't even take it personal at this point. It's just the dynamics. But the potential that they had was to fill up convention centers with 15,000, 20,000. Do you know what 12,000 people look like and sound like? You'll throw a video out there and it get 12,000 views and whatnot. And I be telling people, Madison Square Garden and the Barclays Center is 18.5. So if you see a video that somebody's doing and whatnot, and it's 18.5 people that watched it, then he has an audience the size of Madison Square Garden, right? This community has issues. Look, every community has it. Point me to a community that does not have issues, right? The reason why all communities have issues is because we want to see who amongst the community or who belongs to the community, who is the problem solvers, right? Who can solve those issues. People think that they just inherit, utopia. Utopia is not inherited, you know? Watch the Sandman. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna check it out on Netflix. You and your son got 120K views on TikTok. Yeah, look, parents, look, the TikTok shit is super lit. Little young kids breaking down consciousness and dropping gems. That's a big niche on TikTok and it goes viral. I would take one of these children and, shit, coerce them. You know what I mean? Like, be like, I'll give you a double allowance, or I'll take you to Chipotle or something if you just read this paper right here. And on that paper, they dropping some science or something. I don't know. You got to be creative, but you just can't be dancing on TikTok all your life. You could drop gems. You could break things down, because people like my age, that I'm into shit like that. I love to hear the youth break down, consciousness and share information and whatnot, and kind of like reteach me about some shit that I already knew. But the way that they'll give it up, it's a different angle, and I always learn something new. You feel me? So yeah, them TikTok with the star seeds and whatnot, even if they ask questions, 5 questions from a star seed, and they could just ask it out there, and people would do the response or the reply videos. Because remember, the way that they're setting it up, it's like people can now communicate back and forth. So why not make question videos? That was a big jewel right there. Come on. Like I said, and that's the difference. That's the difference. You know, I say that I can say that in a different place, and the people in the building who respect value, and they appreciate. Not only do they appreciate value, they'll show you the respect that they have for your value. That should have get me signed right there. Like, that's a whole, that bar right there. That's like a business deal. You know, would I allow Pink Pill to do it? Yeah, I would. Hell yeah, sure. Hell yeah. But yeah, man, there is so much opportunity that awaits the creators. I'm big on my creatives. I'm not hard on people that are not creatives and whatnot, but I'm really focused on the creatives, because creatives make the world go round, and the world is yours. The world is in the palm of your hands. You know, especially if you have a group of creatives, like more than 3 or 4. Like, if you have a team, a functioning team, and y'all could finish projects, y'all could start them and finish them, you have the potential to get the fuck out the hood forever. You have the potential to make something that can immortalize you. You have the potential to develop intellectual property that could become more profitable than real estate property. You know, what if y'all got it all wrong? Man, it's worth trying. You know what I'm talking about? It's worth trying. And in life, it's still left and right, up and down. I tried one way, so I tried a new way. You know what I mean? It's like it's you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that the way that other people have been trying, it don't work. I've sat back for decades and watched people try one type of way or a few types of ways, and come to find out those ways don't work. And especially the days that we live in these times, you know, shit is not the same as it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Things are changing drastically. The approach that you even take towards things are beginning to change drastically. The inclusion of technology, and I'm speaking about high technology and smart technology, you know, that has to be factored in as well, because that's changing things drastically, you know? So if we're not going to adjust and change ourselves drastically, then shit, we're going to get changed. And if you study life, it doesn't have a problem with doing that to those who resist the change. So I'm here just reporting and recapping an event that I was at today where 12,000 people came together to support and to support and to get more information from multiple entrepreneurs, right? Very young entrepreneurs who are seasoned in their fields and whatnot. And you know, it was a movie, bro. I promise you, I can't even describe what did I see and how it felt and what it felt like and what it looked like and how deep I was able to see about, you know how they said they had that new telescope that took better pictures than the Hubble telescope because it was able to see billions of years into the quote unquote past, which was into the future. Well, today, I was able to see an extra few million of years, you know, thousands of years into the future just from being in that building with all of those brothers and sisters. It helped me to see easily 100-year plan. That's a no-brainer. Like shit, that's nothing. I'm talking about 1,000-year plan. And I don't always get that. I don't always get influence like that in rooms that I'm in. I really don't. To my niggas, I really don't get that type of influence in certain type of rooms that I'm in. I promise you. So I was in the right motherfucking place to be at the right time. You know what I mean? I met some wonderful people. I had some wonderful conversations. You know, I seen some wonderful things happen and whatnot. And you know, it's a wonderful life, bro. It's a wonderful time that we in. And there's a lot of wonderful opportunities. A lot of wonderful shit is going down, but you don't hear about it on the news. You don't hear about it on social media. And you know, you got to even be careful speaking about it because it could cause hate, it could cause envy, it could cause jealousy, and niggas will try to quote unquote sabotage, you know, your bliss, your joy, right? Your strive. Henceforth, why most people who consider themselves to be very successful, they're very private and they demonstrate in anonymity, and they only pop out to get the bag and then they back into the back cave. You feel me? They're back into the back cave. They don't rub shoulders with you niggas. Cause all energy ain't good energy. You know? All energy is not good energy. So before I forget, I want to let y'all know that tomorrow me and Blue Pill will be doing a lecture, and that lecture is entitled The When in Rome, Give Back to Caesar. When in Rome, Give Back to Caesar. It is part of our When in Rome series. And me and Blue, we're going to be covering a plethora of events that have occurred ever since we got off of that mountain and Stone Mountain and whatnot. You know what I mean? The falling of the Georgia Guidestones and whatnot. You know, the fact that the Queen in them is on a run. You know, the fact that the Pope did some real crazy shit on a day at a time when he basically when he put on that crown of feathers and whatnot. What did that signify? The great divine speaks through signs. You have to be able to be symbol literate and know what the fuck you looking at. You know what I'm talking about? And Blue Pill is gonna go over a whole bunch of stuff dealing with both his trip to New Orleans and also some information that he has about the balance of power and where it's really located and whatnot in terms of ecclesiastical, the archbishop, the Rome, all of these things that they don't, that our people may be really completely in the in the cold about. Like, we don't know about some of these things. We're not told about shit like this. This is definitely not something that they teach in school. So tomorrow on When in Rome, specifically on this Lionsgate, we're gonna go in. You know what I'm talking about? We are definitely gonna go in because uh it's time. It is time. All of the signs are pointing that this shit is falling, right? All of the signs. Like, I can't make this shit up. The weather patterns, right? The erraticness, the erratic nature of the weather patterns, not just the fact that there's weather patterns, the erratic nature of the weather patterns. I'm talking about violent weather patterns. I saw a video where it was hailing so hard it was breaking the damn windshield. You know, shit is just moving at a definite at a pace, and the quickening that's taking place. The fact that they're coming back and they're saying, yo, this shit is moving so fast that, scientists are saying that the days are even getting shorter and whatnot. This has all been written about. you know None of this shit is haphazard. So we will be exploring that along with some other things tomorrow. We're going to be doing this via KTLUniversity.com, KTLUniversity.com, and that's going to be through Zoom. You'll get all of your information at KTLUniversity.com, and you'll be able to view the lecture forever after you become a purchaser of said property. Okay. It will be available for reviewing. You can rewind it, pause it, do everything that you can. The only thing you can't do is resell it. And yeah, that's what that's coming up. That's tomorrow. And we'll also be having the doors open up. We'll have a live lecture for our KT aliens and the ATL brothers and sisters that are going to be pulling up to the Royal Chamber, to our lounge. Doors will be open for our studio audience. That will be at 7 p.m., 55 Bennett Street, which is the Royal Chamber right there in Buckhead, Atlanta. We'll have drinks, non-alcoholic. We'll have food, plant-based and high frequency. We'll even have some music, high frequency. Okay. And we'll also have CBD hookahs, high frequency. So pull up, come and chop it up with us at the lounge. We'll be making more announcements about the schedule for the lounge and whatnot. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff during after hours and also in the daytime, dealing with the food and the drinks, somewhere for our people who are in Atlanta, who live in Atlanta, or passing through Atlanta, visiting Atlanta, can come through, come and socialize, come and eat good, come and drink some non-alcoholic beverages, come and have meetings and meet people and build with your brothers, the twin pillars, and our guests whenever we're in the building. And yes, the time for that as well as now. Okay. Time for that as well as now, because where do we get a chance to socialize? Where do we get a chance to build? Please let me know. Is it at Tassili's? Is it on a line at the supermarket? Where is it at a festival? No. We need places where we can go when we get up in the day and we don't have much to do and we want to go and network, or we want to set up a meeting with somebody, or we want to go and have something to eat or drink, and we don't have people staring in our faces and looking at us like we have three heads, want to touch our hair and whatnot, asking us, how do you pronounce your name again? All of that stupid shit. We don't want to go around and knuckle draggers. We don't want to go somewhere where we have to get something to eat, but we also have to duck the shots and whatnot. No, we want to go and socialize amongst our ALites. We want to, build with people and network with them. We want to be in an environment where the food is good, right? Where there's some aromatherapy and whatnot, where we could blow on some trees or some hookahs and whatnot. We want to socialize. That's why we came to Atlanta in the first place. Shout out to all of my Leos in the building. Once again, Lionsgate 88. Shout out to all of my brothers and sisters that are walking through the Lionsgate. Let's pivot into some Lionsgate activities and whatnot. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I can share my screen. Go ahead and just give y'all a reading and shit about the Lionsgate. For those who don't know what it's all about, we'll get into it. All right, give me 1 minute. Let me move this. All right. Here we go. Manifesting and main shaking. The mythic Lionsgate portal opens on August the 8th, 2022. A date observed by ancients, astrologers, and numerologists alike. The portal widens its jaws from July 28th to August the 12th, but its powers are thought to peak on the 8th. What are the origins of Lionsgate and how can you maximize its potential? Read on. The power of the Lionsgate lies in the cosmic energy between stars, signs, and numbers, but the term itself refers to the annual alignment between the sun and Leo and Sirius. The brightest star in the night sky, also known as Alpha Canis Majoris or the dog star. Ancient Egyptians venerated Sirius as the personification of the agricultural goddess Sopadet and associated the star's heliacal rising with the annual flooding of the Nile River on the onset of a new year. Significance of the number 8. In numerology, the number 8 is symbolic of abundance and achievement and also of karmic debts. A power number. 8 is the union of the material and the spiritual, represented by the interlocking circles within the number itself. Predictably, the double dose of 8-8, the 8th day of the 8th month, offers the opportunity for spirit to make the intangible tangible, or our intentions, our actualities. In astrology, the 8th house is associated with sex, death, and regeneration, serious and seriously scorpionic business. The 8th house speaks to the cyclical nature of life and loss, and also to the unending. The number 8 being the upturned infinity symbol. Consequently, for the ancients and in keeping with themes of death and rebirth, the Sirius star disappears for 70 days every year, and it takes approximately 70 days to complete the process of mummification. In the tarot, the 8th card is strength, which represents and corresponds to the sign of Leo and features a woman crowned with the symbol for infinity, calmly keeping company with a lion. In a sense, the number 8 relates to the channeling of animal instincts into focused power. The feral becomes regal. Strength begets subtly, and wildness wisdom. The overturned 8 stands as a symbol of infinite potential that breathes in through and all around us. How to roar. As the ancient Egyptians did, we could think of the Lion's Gate as the beginning of a new year and likewise offer our reflections on the past and resolutions for the future. It's a time for breaking free of form and cutting loose the patterns that prevent our becoming. Leo is associated with the children, creativity, and play, And the Lion's Gate offers the opportunity to revisit our own inner child, to ask for insights on how to carry and care for who we once were and who we might yet be. To make the most of the moment, begin the day with a meditative practice, clear your mind, and allow for messages to be heard and desires to be defined. Keep in mind, to get what you want, you must first speak to it. To heal, you must first point to what has harmed you. Likewise, the Lion's Gate requires us to ask and acknowledge out loud. Consider the gospel of no. So yeah, that's the Lion's Gate. You know what I'm saying? For everybody who's wondering what the hell is the Lion's Gate, what does it mean, and all of this other stuff. Well, there you have it, family. Okay, do what thou wilt with you. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do with it, and make it do what it do, baby. You know, I know what I'm finna do. You know what I'm talking about? I know how I'm gonna set it off and make this shit work for me. You dig? You know, do your intentions, like they say. Turn the shit that you want to happen into the shit that's happening. You feel me? Put in that work. You don't have to kill no animals and do no stupid shit. Just put in that work. You know what I mean? Be confident in your work. You know, like I said, I came from a venue today. The work is working for somebody. Shit. I seen it with my own eyes. It's working. Them people was in there, you know, they didn't seem like they had hardships and whatnot holding them back. They wasn't coming with excuses when it came time to break bread and to support. They was shopping with everybody, and it was hundreds of vendors in the building. The shit was 12,000 people, bro. 12,000. 12. I can imagine what that 18 really feel like in real person. I can imagine what 100,000 feel like. I need to be in a room with 100,000. That's my net. These are goals right here. These are goals that I need. I need that one hundo. I need to see what that feel like. But my advice would definitely be, you know, um, study, study more, and then study more of that. Study yourself, study your competition, study your market, study your niche. You feel me? Study the people that are winning and figure out what the fuck are they doing that's allowing them to win. Study your mistakes. It's working for somebody. You damn right. I don't want to hear it. It is obviously is working for somebody. You know? The power is in the collective. That's not the end all be all. The power is definitely in, you know, in the purpose, but collectively you can move mountains, and somebody's going to have to show it to you because there's nothing to talk about at this point. I don't even want to waste my time, right? To talk about it is almost like I'm trying to convince you of something that you already know. I don't want to talk about it. I want to show you. You feel me? I want to show you. The name of the line of the shirt that I'm wearing is Paradise and Hell. Go on to Instagram and find them. Paradise and Hell. Shout out to them. You know, the best version of ourselves, right? Healthy, wealthy, confident, healed, grounded, happy, right? Peaceful. That's not far-fetched. The fuck? That's not asking too much. That's not out of your reach. That's not even a reach. That's doable. And there's steps that you could take to make that shit happen, because I'm constantly running into people who's telling me, they didn't have to say anything to me. They're telling me that this is what they've done and this is how they're living and this is how their lives are set up right now. You could see it on their face. I mean, our people are good actors and actresses. We good thespians, but we not that good. You could see it on their face. You could see the happiness on their spouse's face and whatnot. You could see the joy on their children's face and whatnot, that they are really, truly applying information, right? And motivation and inspiration, and they're making that shit make something, they're making something out of it. Henceforth, why I saw so many vendors today at the convention center. Somebody had to give them the spark to become small businesses and vendors and whatnot. They were not looking at other businesses and hating on them and deciding that they just want to redirect their energy towards, manifesting them to fail or something. No, they got inspired and they took that energy and they built their own shit. You understand? I could guarantee that the majority of the small businesses started because they saw other small businesses start and, stand up and win. And when nobody believed in them, God did. God did. God did. Quality of membership. You want to make sure that the community that you belong to and the network that you belong to and the people that you spending your time with is worth it. And I said this before earlier, months ago, about, what it is that I'm aiming to do and how I'm moving forward and whatnot when it comes to quality of membership. And ever since I put that out there to the universe, miraculously, the universe have moved things in a position to show me and what it is that I said to the universe is being worked on. You know what I'm talking about? And it's a go. You know what I mean? So they've placed me in a position where they're showing me, all right, boom, we're going to put you in a place where you can even build up your membership, because that's what a social club, a social club is for members only. The reason why there's a social club is so we can socialize as members, as a membership, right? And anybody can't just become a member. You have to be a vetted member, meaning that you have to pass some tests, because this is about quality of membership. It's only a limited amount of seats available as it is. We can't let everybody in. You understand? We can't let everybody in. So what makes you qualified to be in this seat? What are your qualifications, right? Somebody who doesn't have qualifications will feel intimidated by that question and start clamming up and whatnot. But the person that is qualified, they would be like, God damn it, I'm glad that you asked, because I get to show out. You know what I'm talking about? I thought you had never asked. Here you go. So even when it comes to one of the most important things in business, and they talked about this today on those stages and whatnot, is commitment, right? And one of the things about what separates quality of members from people who are not quality, right, and not qualified and whatnot, is commitment. If you can qualify, if you can commit to something, right? Let's say that I was a director who got hired by Hollywood to finish an Avengers movie. In the middle of the Avengers movie, I get a phone call from somebody that wants to book me on the other movie and whatnot, and they offer me more money, and I just get up and leave in the middle of the Avengers movie with everyone with all of the investment that all of the executive producers and the banks and everybody put into this film. The director gets up mid-film, right, because of his lack of integrity, and he goes over to another film that offered him more money. He was not committed to that film. As a result of his non-commitment, he potentially can, quote unquote, kill the film, right? Because by him bailing out midway through the film, the other producers might not be able to find a fill-in and whatnot, and the film dies, right? Versus if the director signs his name on a contract and he says that I'm committed to make this film no matter how long it takes, whether it's 6 months to a year, right? I'm 10 toes down because I'm committed, right? And he rides it out until the day of the premiere, and then he goes and works on his new film. That's what commitment looks like. When it comes to this community and people show up and whatnot, we have a problem with there's a lack of commitment. People want to hang out with you for a week. People want to stick around. People want to soak up your sauce. People want to get in your business. You know what I'm talking about? People want to look behind the curtains and whatnot. People want to be seen with you in pictures. People want to say that they know you. You feel me? But people are not committed to the shit that you're out here doing when they say that, yo, I'm down with you. I'm rolling with you. I'm a member. I'm a card carrying member, or I'm down with your movement, or I'm with. No, my nigga, you're not even committed. There's no commitment from you. You not loyal. You're not holding it down. If you say that you're gonna work with me, you have to have a 6-month minimum. There's no job on a fucking planet that you can do in 2 days or 2 weeks like that. Okay? There's nothing built. Any building that you see built, any real estate that you see built in America, in Botswana, anywhere around the world, if that shit went up in 2 weeks, I would say move your ass up out of there, because the minute a strong wind comes through, you finna be living underneath some rubble, my nigga, right? Strong foundations take time to build. Strong foundations take time to build, and great architecture takes even longer time. You got to be committed to the building stage. And niggas is not committed to the building stage in this community, and nothing gets fucking built, bro. I could speak for myself personally when it comes to the people that come through these networks. There's a lack of things being built because there's no commitment. People are so caught in the quote unquote, they crowd surfers. They get passed around and whatnot, and they're finicky, and they get blown in any direction that the wind blows them. These niggas are thoughts for consciousness. How about that? Conscious thoughts. They get passed around from platform to platform like they crowd surfers. And then niggas tap their pockets every time they pass them around and whatnot. Or they tap, if it's a little promiscuous shorty, they tap her cheeks. You know? But if it's a sweet, zesty dude, they'll tap his pockets. So nothing could be built without a commitment. So if anybody says that they down for the cause, then I'm like, well, what's the cause? Like, what does that look like to you? Right? Movies are not made in 30 days. Movies are not made in 40 days. Movies are not made in 3 weeks. Movies that last a lifetime, right? Movies that's supposed to be immortal, right? This medium of film and whatnot. If you preserve the film in the right manner, these movies should last to the ends of time, right? When the credits roll on most of the movies that I watch, even the cartoons that my son watches, right? There's a lot of names. There's a lot of names. And I promise you, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that those names that you see in the credits and whatnot, those people had to be committed for that project. The project would not be complete. It would be considered sabotaged if they all went on strike in the middle of production, or if they did not show up to work because they didn't fucking feel like it, or because of the way that the director talked to them the night before and he raised his voice and these niggas PTSD got triggered and whatnot, and then they pussy got wet. And they don't want to show up the next day because they're hurt and they're in their feelings because somebody raised their voice too loud and it sound too fucking manly around them. All of these things take place. You base up on one of these niggas, they'll sink your ship. You know what I mean? They won't come back. Like, damn, bro, you never got based up on before. You don't know what that. You're not into. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? You never experienced that. That shit foreign to you. No wonder there's so many niggas on Tinder, because these niggas is definitely tenderonies. You know what I'm talking about? These niggas be tenderonies, bro. And they'll say something crazy to you. Like, I'm talking about, they'll say some real goofy shit. And the minute you bark back on them, or you know what I mean? Or you just gotta just base on them, it's over. You could see it. Them niggas mascara start running, bro. That fucking soy kicks in and you never see them again, bro. They sending you Dear John letters and shit like that. Niggas unfollow you. It's crazy. They be in their fields. These are emo rappers. These are emo rappers. They're listening to fucking Little Uzi Vert every day. These niggas is emo. I call him Elmo. Nigga, Elmo was their big brother. Tickle me Elmo ass niggas. Real talk. So it's like, still sharp and still. I'm borrowing from you, my moving crew. Still sharp and still. And when you get in the ring with certain people, you should anticipate that it's gonna be. If you look, you see this red hat on my head, red and black. Well, you know, the spirits that roll with me, bro. It's a lot of iron. I'm not giving y'all all of my. I'm not gonna give you my rundown of what kind of deities and orishas I got, but yeah, it deals with iron and sharp things. You know what I'm talking about? And enlightening, my nigga. So if that's something that you allergic to, you should never even do business or hang around or want to be a part of, unless you a sadomasochist and you just trying to get, you know what I mean? You just trying to get fucking put in a fear bag every other day. You know what I mean? You just trying to be intimidated. Shit like that turn you on to something. I don't know. But I'm a Scorpio. And I'm very well in touch with my nature. However, I'm not a bully. I'm not an asshole. I'm not unfair. I'm ratchet. I'm a reformed ratchet nigga. But I'm fair. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm way more mature than I probably was 10 years ago. And I'm trying every other day. Let me not even say trying. I'm shedding a lot of skin. The wiser I get, the more reasonable I find myself as. But I'm also very short now. I'm not going for no bullshit because I'm not wasting my time with nobody because nobody is worth my time like that. And I know my worth and I know what I bring to the table. And I know if I were to remove myself from the table, that the motherfucking table would fall. That I know. I'm not confused about that in one bit. And I know my presence is a motherfucking present. So one of the benefits that we'll get from a social setting and whatnot is that we'll, if those of us that are fucking serious, those of us that don't come to stare at me, my nigga, because we not doing that either. Come to work. You know what I'm talking about? Come to work because people will come around you just to look at you and just be in awe and all of this stupid shit. And I'm like, we got work to do. We got motherfucking work to do. We got some building to do. We got to create some things because these people don't sleep that's against us. They don't give up. They don't let up for 1 minute. They don't let up for 1 minute. They're not sleeping. They're at fucking work. These motherfuckers are on overtime. We got work to do. We got building to do. We got some connecting to do. We got to connect the dots. You know how many inboxes I receive weekly where people is like, yo, Red Pill, I'm moving to Atlanta. I'm inspired by y'all videos. I'm like, fam. I need to start investing in real estate. I need an Airbnb for you niggas because I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But I get it. And I won't tell nobody not to pull up because I pull up sometimes because I'm inspired by shit that I see. So how I'm gonna tell somebody else don't pull up? I'm like, nigga, pull up. What's up? We outside, nigga. We out here. That Stone Mountain video, you know what I mean? It got people coming wanting to worship with us. They packing their bags up from Boise, Idaho, and El Segundo and shit like that. They like, I'ma just roll the dice in Atlanta. And I'm not mad at that. Atlanta got the energy right now. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Shout out to New York City, but Atlanta got the energy right now. Okay? Atlanta got the energy. That shit is going up. The shit that I saw today, they couldn't, them brothers is from New York, Earn Your Leisure. They could not do that in New York. It wouldn't have felt the same. No offense to New York at all, but it's just different out here. It is different out here. Like, this shit is not and I don't even know what people's version of utopia is. I really don't. It's all preference, to be honest with you, because some niggas got it tattooed on their face. Ma'at. It's a balance. So there's a balance of some dark shit out here, and then there's a balance of some darker shit. It's a balance of some ratchet shit, and it's a balance of some orderly shit. Like, there's balances out here, but you just got to know how to, become a balancing act yourself. But the energy is out here right now. The shit is up. And, there's voids to be filled. Like, Atlanta need, they need more creativity. They need more creativity. People are missing they're missing their $1 million opportunities playing. I don't know what these niggas is out here doing. I'm gonna be on niggas ass right now because I'm seeing what they doing on that side, and I'm like, what are you niggas really doing? And it's nothing to take, but until you see it, then you don't know. Could talk a good one. Until I see it, I don't know what you doing. What's popping? Like, what are we doing? I'm done talking. It's nothing to talk about. What are we doing, bro? Because without the conscious community, there wouldn't be no financial movement. Like I said, the heavy lifting was done by Claude Anderson. The heavy lifting was done by some of the teachers who started introducing that whole prosperity thing and economics and whatnot. That heavy lifting was done throughout the years. But in the last 2 years, there's been an explosion that has come. It's been a meteoric rise that I've never seen a rise like this in a community before. And this is not that I won't even say that they're part of conscious community. They're not a part of it, but these are melanated people. It's a thin line. The degrees of separation, there is none. There's a fusion because 19 Keys infiltrated with the higher level conversations on that woke platform. So his infiltration, his introduction to the different speakers and teachers and whatnot into that huge community of financial literacy and whatnot is all blended now. They had the longest line at the event for 2 days for the gold water and the fucking and a picture with 19 Keys and whatnot. The line was ridiculous. So there's already a merger that has taken place. And I've said it before, when the intellectuals or when the creatives or when the people who have the mythology or the source code meet up with their financial contemporaries, a lot of shit can happen. This is how movements have been started before. All of the fucking ingredients are there. It's there right now. If I was a writer, if I was a creative, I would get to writing more scripts, more story, and you know, bridges have to be built. That's why liaisons such as the Twin Pillars, myself and Blue Pill, that's why we exist, because we're bringing different worlds together. We're the bridge to bring certain people together who probably would have never been together or known about each other. But when we see potential and when we see the probabilities and whatnot, we are going to activate and do what we've been doing since y'all motherfucking met us. You know what I'm talking about? Since y'all met us, we've been doing this. We've been opening up the quote unquote, the gateways. Conscious community is a money grab with ex-felons and scammers and all of that. Look, the conscious community, like all communities, has its bad apples and it has its negative aspects because it's a deregulated community in a sense. It's an online community. It's not the same community that the Dr. Benz come from. It's not that same type of community. It's not even the same community that started out with the lecture circuit with Dr. Phil, Valentine, Bobby Hemming, and all of them. This is an online expression. It's an online college. It's a network of different thought leaders. It's a network of different schools of thought and knowledge and shit like that. So of course you got these bad apples that exist, but never in a motherfucking day or never in your lifetime, my nigga, can you ever negate or take away all of the motherfucking teachings and all of the demonstrations and all of the legendary shit that has been done by the motherfucking master teachers throughout many, many decades that unsavage your savage ass. You cannot take anything away from that. So if you came into the community and got gaffled and whatnot, or if you came in the community and you saw the charlatans, well, goddamn it, lucky you. We saw them too. You understand? You're under the assumption that anybody that pops up on YouTube with a fucking colorful name or something is somebody that you're supposed to worship. But if you went in and took the information, and if you showed up for the information, and yes, I do say a college because consciousness has similarities to college because the teachers are like the professor. So when you was in college, was you wondering about who the professor was fucking? Was you wondering about what kind of car the professor was driving? Was you wondering about where the professor was living? So why you be all in conscious men's business or conscious women business? Why y'all always worrying about what the teachers is doing when you niggas supposed to show up for the motherfucking lesson? But you caught up in personality worship and you caught up with leadership and you transfer into church mentality into consciousness, and you looking for a savior and you looking for somebody to worship, and a lot of niggas want another man that they can like and whatnot. So you really be getting caught up in the wrong things when the master teachers, when they were in their right mind, they were telling you, take the information and run away from me, my nigga. Take the information and run away from me. Don't worship me. Don't follow me. There was no followers on social media back then, but niggas would literally follow you in your car and whatnot, and you know, and fantasize. These was men on men fantasizing about their teachers. So yes, the community, and look, yesterday was the anniversary, 6 years of Dr. Sebi's transition. Baba Sebi made his transition. I went on record to say in 2016, I remember what I was wearing, where I was standing at, and it was on 125th Street, across the street from the Apollo, and we got the phone call from Brother Polite, right? And he called Sinetta, and then we went on our phones and we saw that Dr. Sebi, you know, no, I think I got the phone call from somebody else, and then he called Sinetta on FaceTime, and then we talked about it. And that was the day, in my humble opinion, I went on record saying it. I think I even said it on the EYL episode, but that was the day that conscious community, you know, began its downward spiral. That was the day that it began its downward spiral. It has never recovered from that day. And then the day that we found out that African Bambaataa, who was a pillar in that community, a pillar behind the scenes in that community, because he was responsible for setting up institutions that we could teach inside of, like the National Black Theater and other places. He was using his face card as one of the pioneers of hip hop to get consciousness into better, bigger buildings like the Alhambra and the quote unquote National Black Theater. When we found out about what he was doing in the shadows and whatnot, that was another time that the conscious community took a blow that it never recovered from. And that also signaled the death and the downward spiral, because good things don't last forever. The run was crazy. The run was crazy. And it did what it needed to do. And it woke people up, and motherfuckers can't unwake themselves. Astaghfirullah to the niggas that try to go back to sleep. But, you know, I just put a few coins in somebody's cup the other day when I visited New York, who went back to the streets, and he's shaking cups right now. You know what I'm talking about? So I won't never disrespect the names of the ancestors who died teaching your rabbit ass and whatnot how to be a motherfucking upstanding man and a woman, right? How to find and how to attain your higher self, right? And how to reach the motherfucking heights that you signed up when you came here, right? Before you came here, you signed up to reach the motherfucking heights, and you appointed certain teachers to teach your monkey ass and whatnot. And you motherfuckers are not going to get on Al Gore's internet and disrespect the motherfucking ancestors and the master teachers who made transition, right? That you probably never supported, and try to disgrace and fucking drag the name of this community and not be specific as to who the fuck you talking about. Say my name, Destiny Child, nigga. Say the names and don't just use that blanket statement, because underneath that blanket is some fucking legends. And I'm not just gonna sit around and let people try to defame and debase people who are, if you know, these people have valuable names. You're not gonna do that. What you should be doing is edifying their motherfucking names and keeping them shits alive and whatnot, and thinking about where we're gonna put their fucking statues when we get our fucking money up, like these niggas on InvestFest. Broke ass niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Broke ass niggas. Don't do nothing to support, to build, you know what I mean? Like I somewhat, you know, man, whatever happened to let the fucking trolls into this community, man, if I ever get in a time machine, I will go back and Thanos snap that shit, because that was the fucking downfall of this shit. You know what I'm talking about? But we not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna bunch in. You didn't see the master teachers standing next to these fucking goofballs that you started appointing as your leaders. It's you niggas that did this. You started calling these niggas your leaders. We never said that this is your leader. Nobody anointed these niggas. Nobody. There wasn't no coronation ceremonies and we crowned some niggas and sent them amongst you. These was self-appointed, self-anointed, some of these niggas. And y'all started calling them master teachers. So why y'all taking out it again? It's not the community. It's you niggas. They be pointing out the ops and y'all run to the ops. Y'all just need y'all need the tea. And that's the Lion's Gate for you, my nigga. Welcome to the Lion's Gate. You know what I'm talking about? Come through the gates. Take me to your leader. Take me to you. You niggas is calling niggas your leader. Oh, he was on the Breakfast Club. That's my leader. Y'all weird. And I hope you live in California where weird means something crazy. Nigga, you're weird. You fucking weirdos. So stop with the bullshit. The same niggas that you be inboxing me about, if these niggas walk past you, you going to take a picture. I be seeing you niggas get on your rollerblades and y'all running up for a photo. Cut it out. I don't believe you niggas. I'm outside. I see your activities. You real zesty around these niggas that you say that you don't like. That's a fact. That's a fact. So miss me with the bullshit, man and woman. You know what I mean? How y'all turn into fans around niggas that you say this a scammer and that you don't like, but you turn into fan mode. You with the fanfare. You niggas is Fandango. Stop. Lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Lie to yourself. Y'all, you know what I mean? You in the audience with the motherfucking popcorn. You down with the antagonist and the protagonist. You love the motherfucking bad guys. Stop playing. Stop it. Stop it. You caught up in a hype. You know what I mean? And it's just a typical Asarian myth. You got antagonists and protagonists. You got hero and anti-hero. You know what I mean? Some of you niggas heroes stuck around and turned into villains. That's what happened. You know? But the information never hurt you. The books niggas told you to read never hit you. The breathing that niggas told you to do never suffocated you. The grounding that you was told to do never drowned you. The smoothie that they told you to drink never killed you. So this is the motherfucking thanks we get. They be in this community saving lives. They be in this community helping people deliver babies. They be in this community helping get niggas off of child support and whatnot, get their children's back. You feel me? Along with people who mess up the paperwork and get their children taken. The fuck did you sign up for? What did you sign up for? The soft life? You niggas want to get put up or something? You want to get flued out? You sign up for the soft life? No, you're going to get tested. You got tested and you failed the test and you got mad at us. Astaghfirullah, man.
To this day.
Come on.
To this day.
You can't be sweet like bear meat and anybody that comes smiling and beguiling, nigga, we told you about the snake oil salesman. You have to practice more discernment. These are some sophisticated savages. You know what I'm talking about? And you still no learn. And the lesson is going to keep repeating itself. You're running from who? You're running from who? There's niggas that they get zesty, they get tested, and they get all zesty because they're getting tested. But life is a series of tests. This is about learning from other people's mistakes, correct? And you let the powers that be, you let the spiritual forces, you let karma deal with people in judgment zones. But you learn from the lessons of what people are out here doing to what you not supposed to do. You feel me? What you should not do. That's the key. And let everything else take care of them. You not the executioner, judge, nor the jury. Stay out of it. That's not your superpower. Who the fuck told you that you rule over somebody that you didn't give birth to? You don't even rule over them. If you don't rule over them, how the fuck you could rule over somebody else? And somebody that was born out of your rib. You manage them. You don't rule over them. You manage your children. You're their manager. Okay? If they wanted to fire you as the manager, they could. You don't rule over them. You don't own them. And the motherfucker grew out of your rib and you still don't own them. So if you don't own them, who the fuck do you think you own? You don't even own the Elmo, the Tickle Me Elmo in your closet. They could come and repo that. It's the lessons. It's the lessons that are being, quote unquote, the lessons that we got to learn. You know? Enter a global depression. There is no global depression. Don't repeat that. It's the Lionsgate. You talking about global what? What do that got to do with you? But I'm not going to be convincing nobody about none of that. Like I said, I'm removing myself from these conversations. I am not a part of these conversations. I don't want to have these conversations. I don't even want to entertain that type of energy. I'm not even focusing on lack. I don't want to focus on no negativity. I don't want to, I'm done with that shit, bro. I'm gonna let somebody else deal with that. I'm focusing on something a lot more exciting, enthusiastic to me. I seen what I needed to see. So that's something that I'm gonna just walk away with. I'm damn sure not gonna be on this YouTube telling the world what it is I'm finna be doing and everything. But just know what I'm saying when I'm saying it. Yeah, you definitely gotta watch what you be saying. That's important. I think we should find another word for conscious community. It's gonna find itself. It's gonna find itself. Right? Shout out to Al Kibalon. It's going to find itself. We don't have to find another word for the conscious community. When it wants to be known by something else, it will find, it will make itself be known. You know what I'm talking about? It just needs our assistance, but not our help. This is my challenge, that community or whoever consists of that community, whoever considers themselves a card-carrying member of that community, they can change the name of it by changing their actions and their direction and whatever output they're putting into the world or the collective. That way, they could either be named by the collective or they could level up into a new, quote unquote, iteration of the conscious community. They could become the subconscious community, right? They could tap into some type of powers to where they'll upgrade themselves to the subconscious community. Okay? That's a possibility. So I'm not one to say, nothing lasts forever and all things are subject to change. But what I do know is that this community in its quote unquote apex and even in its lower states have fed the planet, right? Plates on plates on plates on plates, and they continue to feed. It's the prophecies of our master teachers from 20 and 30 years ago that still ring true today. The prophetic prophecies of the Bobbies and the Phils and the Delberts, like, this shit will never end. So with that being said, I'm gonna rest this mic because I do have work to do because I have a lecture mañana, you know what I mean? And it's 2 a.m. on my end. So, I'm gonna have to burn the midnight oil and do my due diligence and whatnot. I'm gonna leave my Cash App so y'all can leave something in the motherfucking pot, you know what I mean? Creflo Dollar said that that the tithes and whatnot, these ain't tithes, these is tips, you know what I mean? From this plate of food that we delivered, this food for thought, you know. I wish I could tell you what the experience was today and what it meant to me spiritually and whatnot to see 12,000 people who look like me, right? Who look like me, shining, yo. I'm talking about looking real good, like looking happy and whatnot. You feel me? Looking content, looking, just looking like, they handling a business. And then going to these different booths and whatnot and seeing these businesses, these family businesses, these single mother businesses, these young, there was a brother that was 17, these young melanated teenagers and whatnot, these young entrepreneurs. I was peeping all of that and I was elated. I was elated, bro. The Cash App is Phil Moreland, money sign PhilMoreland. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pin it real quick. Boom. I'm going to pin it for y'all. There you go. That's the Cash App. Thank you, everybody that's hitting the Cash App right now. I hear some of those change dropping things in the background. So yeah, definitely the 2020 shift that has taken place. I'm here to let y'all know, definitely from me being outside and rubbing shoulders with a lot of people, and traveling place after place after place, the great reset that they talk about. How is the great reset what Prince Charles and Bill Gates and all of them are talking? That's not the Great Reset. They even hijacked the fucking name of what Big Mama and what this energy that hit this planet represents. They are puppets or characters in this grand stage, but the Great Reset is the shit that we seen where everybody is spiritual now. Everybody is damn near tapped in. People are online that was never online before. The children, the young ones, the babies, the newborns, the COVID babies, the indigos, the crystals, the star children, the star seeds are online, bro. They are tapped in. They are seeing entities. They're activating their powers and whatnot. They are very clairvoyant. Their intuition is on fleek. A paradigm shift took place in 2020. We are still in the midst of it, but this paradigm shift is an upgrade for those that are doing the work. This paradigm shift is an upgrade for those that are not even doing the work, and it's forcing you to either do the work or the work is going to do you, right? So the disclosure, right? These are all going to be talked about in this lecture tomorrow. Make sure y'all get the tickets for When in Rome Part 2, the live stream and the live lecture in Buckhead at the Royal Chamber. All right. 55 Bennett Street, Buckhead. All right. Be in the building. 7 p.m. doors open up. We start at 8. Be in the building and come and support your brothers. Come and get some food. Come and get some non-alcoholic drinks and come and vibe with the family and network and whatnot. We gonna take care of you. It's where the royals come to get spoiled. That's the royal chamber. Believe me, we got you. You know what I'm talking about? So there are all kind of signs and symbols to show you that there is a quote unquote reawakening of the people. There is something in the hearts and the minds of the people that they cannot explain. There is a quote unquote reawakening, a reassessment of people's purposes that has taken place. It woke up in the hearts and the minds of people that did not know each other from different sides of the planet and whatnot. This shit is affecting everyone. Okay. The fires that are being mysteriously, just coming out of nowhere and whatnot. The heat wave that rolled over Europe and whatnot and was, putting certain people in a very uncomfortable position. The digging up of the Emmett Till case with this woman who has been found alive and whatnot, and what it is going to be her fate. All of these things are on a line. All of these things are perfect ingredients to a perfect storm and whatnot. All of these things will be examined and looked at and unpacked tomorrow. All right. In this lecture that we do. Okay. And Pope Pablo is coming through, and I don't even, you already know what he's about to do. Like, I'm just giving you some heads up about what I'm bringing to the table. But Pope Pablo is, he's on a rampage. You know what I'm talking about? He's definitely on a rampage, and he should be listened to at this point. You know what I mean? Mr. Blue Pillar 44, he's shown and proved that he's definitely in a class of his own, and his information is not to be questioned. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, at 88 years old, she's hitting that algorithm, and her fate could determine some wonderful things, because if the fate of Emmett Till determined the civil rights movement, well, what would be the removal or the justice that could be brought to Carol, right? If that's her name, what would that change, right? She's attached to something that is considered to be a catalyst. That case was a catalyst, the same way that George Floyd's case was a catalyst to the riots. The Emmett Till case was a catalyst to the beginning of the civil rights movement. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Wake up. Wake up. This shit is going down. This shit is going down. And I mean, Al-Kebalon talked about the solar flares months ago. He talked about the sun activity months ago. He talked about everything that you see taking place months ago. And you see it in real fucking time before your very own eyes. And it's like, how much more? How much more? But I ain't gonna talk your heads off, because like I said, I have to remove myself and handle some of this business in regards to this upcoming presentation. But it's been fun, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was very inspired to share what I had to share. We may be doing a Melanin Monday early so we could finish talking about some of the things that have been taking place and whatnot. Touch on the Lionsgate a little bit more. All right. But we did give some information out about the Lionsgate. Go and do your own research and whatnot, but definitely get into your meditative modes. Begin to write out some of your quote unquote intentions and whatnot, your affirmations, put them crystals out there in the moonlight, charge up those crystals, charge up what you need to charge up. You know what I'm talking about? Get it popping. All right. So with that being said, Cash App, Phil Moreland. Thank you everybody for all the support. No, I don't have a Cash App, and no, I don't have the super chat because the pages have been demonetized forever and whatnot. That way, the Cash App is definitely the best place to send any donations or gifts. All right. Phil Moreland, Moreland. Thank you for all of my mods in the building for holding it down. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow, mañana.